I want to talk to you about the crazy family web, and I'll leave it to you if you think that it's your family that's crazy or if it's just the family web that's crazy. So here you are. This is the family you're raised in. You have mom and dad, and they have a relationship with each other, but they also have a relationship with each of the kids. And each of the kids have a relationship with each other. So you feel like you're living in this web. It's like an ecosystem. And you wonder if something is going wrong between you and someone else in this ecosystem, how's it going to affect everything? Because it's all kind of entangled. What do you do if you feel like your mom is mad at your dad? And how do you respond? Because you feel like that trickles down and impacts all of it. I think all of us deal with this because we're human, and any family deals with this to a degree. But what do you do when you grow up? And now here you are, you have your own family. That's you. Let's say this is me, and this is my wife and our three kids. And let's say that over here are her parents, and over here are my parents. Let's say that her dad doesn't agree with the job that I have for some reason. And my wife kind of knows that. And so she kind of tries to protect me from that. Let's say that my mom doesn't get along with my wife for some reason. And so I'm trying to deal with that weirdness to protect my wife, yet I care about my mom. In the meantime, I still have my relationship with my wife that I'm trying to figure out. And I have my relationship with my three kids, and my wife has a relationship with our three kids, and they have a relationship with each other. And it's all just kind of this web. But the problem is now it's like we're part of this bigger web as well. Let's say that my dad doesn't agree with how we raise our kids, yet our kids love to go to their house and spend time with them. Like, can I let my kids go over and hang out with them when I know that my dad thinks my wife is not a good mom? How do I support my wife yet still have great relationship between my parents with them and their grandkids? And then over here, there's something weird with the relationship with these parents as well. Maybe this is my wife's brother. Let's say he's single, and he has a broken relationship with his dad. But for some reason, both of them want to come to me to talk about each other. And then every now and then, I jump in and talk to him about what he should do with dad, and I talk to dad about what he should do with his son. And then every now and then I make the mistake of going to the mom to say, hey, do you know this is going on between the two of them? And then she gets involved, and somehow all three of them end up being mad at me because I got involved in the web. Over here is a brother and sister-in-law, and for some reason, we just don't get along. Like, we just know it. You can feel it in the air. It might be because we have different values. Like, we're just chasing different things in life. What these two people want from life and what they think is success and joy is very different than what you and your spouse think. But you get along with their kids great, and their kids love you. And then all of a sudden, one of their kids is a teenager and has a real problem in their relationship with their parents, and they come to you for some support. And then you think, well, do I give this human being, this teenager, some kind of support when I know that their parent doesn't really agree with me? Do I somehow have a conversation with this person about their child, even though I know they don't really want to talk to me? And then all of these relationships, there can be these weird entanglements. And here we are in the middle of it. Like, what do I do with all of that? Well, Nobody can do all that. Nobody is equipped for this. Here's what it can look like instead. Here's me. My relationship with my wife is first and foremost. This is my responsibility. This is my most specific and important responsibility. As I take care of that, it's going to equip me and my spouse to have great relationship here. And when I say great relationship, I don't mean perfect. I mean more so pure relationship. It's not entangled with manipulations and coercions. And, that's when a marriage isn't in a good place, then a spouse tries to get one of the kids to be against the other spouse, something like that. That's awkwardness. When the marriage is on the same page, it establishes a situation where the kids are on the same page as well as a family unit. All of these other people in the family, they have their own ecosystem. And frankly, you're not really in it. These are separate ecosystems. We don't have to make all of this work. We're not in charge of all of this. I am, first of all, engaged in that. And then this. This is my responsibility. Here's something we have to learn. Adult relationships with siblings and parents are far different than childhood relationships. When you're a kid, if your sibling's in the bathroom too long, you tell them about it. If they're dating someone that you think is a jerk, you go to their room that night and be like, listen, that guy you're dating, he's a jerk. Like, he's not good for you. That's how we function when we're young. When we become adults, the relationship has to evolve. It's almost like there needs to be these boundary lines put up. They're not walls that say, I don't care about you, I don't like you. These ecosystems just have to be separate. Here's the basic principles that I would say as these relationships change. You are not in control of your adult family members. And your adult family members are not in control of you. And if you feel like that you are trying to control them, you're just entangling your life. You are not going to be effective in your marriage if you are overly connected and trying to control the outcome of your adult sibling's life or your parents' life. You're just not. And if you have family members that are trying to control you and tell you how to do marriage and tell you how to parent, that's not their business. It's simply not. And you can lovingly put up boundaries. Here's the last thing I would say. Live your best, bold life with those under your roof first. Because everyone does matter. You care about all these people. But this is what you have to get right so that then you are able to give a good support and love to the rest of these people. But it's not a tangled web of love. This is your ecosystem. These are still people that you're involved with, but you're not entangled with. You're involved with, you're not entangled with. And probably the biggest boundary that has to be set up is, I'm not going to control you, and you're not going to try to control me. When those boundaries are set up, we can have relationships with everyone in our life that's supportive and helpful and loving without all the weirdness of that, because nobody knows how to do this. I hope that helps.